So, episode 3 of JJK. I don't usually sit on this side. What are you doing over there? That's much better. Where was I? Episode 3 of JJK. I saw I'm going to call it malicious post that JJK Season 3's rating has dropped to a 7.7 due to slow episode.
I mean, obviously, I can believe that in this day and age, people sitting around waiting for a week, and then they get PowerPoint talk. Instead of a TED talk, it was the Tengen talk.
I thought One Punch Man taught us something, not to do that.
From what you were telling me, because you've reread it, it's pretty much a loyal adaptation in terms of words.
It's 99% is 1-to-1.
And I'm pretty sure when I was reading it, I was getting a bit glazy because I was like, I understand fundamentally what's going on. It's fine. And also I trusted in the fact that this is a weekly manga. He would have to reiterate exactly why we were doing what we were doing.
Yeah.
I could see why some people would think the Culling Game would be confusing if this was the only way that they were delivering it. Because as we said, just simply pausing it and reading those rules, it makes a lot more sense to you than having to watch this episode where they kind of sort of explain the rules but kind of don't.
It's interesting, especially when you read it, because I also just read it, blitzed through it. So you go through like the end of Shibuya, the plan's explained by Kenjaku, and then it's explained by Yuta and Megumi, and then it's explained by Tengen again. Yeah. So you're getting the same what's going to happen, but from 3 different perspectives. And so you start thinking that 3 different things are happening. You're like, wait. Like, have I missed something? But no, when you actually just slow it down, you're like, no, they're just talking about the same set of rules and expanding on it. There are going to be 2 camps for this episode. There's going to be the people who are like, if you're a real anime fan, you should have enjoyed this episode as much as you did the last episode.
Right.
And then there's the other camp, which is people who are like, no, I can enjoy anime and hate an exposition episode.
Yeah, because some people might go, this is good because it gets me excited for what comes next because now I fully understand everything that's going on. There's no rules when it comes to consuming media. One could return to this episode and go for exactly, what were they on about again? Because it is incredibly nice in terms of like Tengen's like both diegetic and what we're getting full on like when Yuta agrees to do something that feels it might exist in the world is like Yuta going.
That is what's like the main difference from the manga is
the visual aid.
The visual, because obviously they have like more room to fill because they're working in like 3D space.
And also they got like 20 minutes. It's different when you've got 11 pages of panels. So then you've got to...
Because guess what? Having the animation of the pop-up, the text, it branching to another one. You add all those together, that's going to add 3-4 minutes to your one room.
Yeah.
I think they could have maybe done it better if, as they were explaining everyone's mission, it played a 30-second clip of what they've already animated. You're going to go get Hakari. It shows a glimpse into that episode, a glimpse into Maki's episode.
Well, this is what I thought maybe could have been the thing, like we see in those films, where they're explaining the plan, so you're cutting back to it, but then you're cutting to Yuji off getting Kenji, or Maki off trying to get the weapons.
Yeah.
Then it's at least... You're learning stuff, but then you're also having a bit of fun. In the anime adaptation, we haven't had an episode like this.
Nothing this
Particularly
heavy.
with JJK, which I think some of its detractors would say is just an aura-farming, cool fight show. Even if the story isn't landing, it's always hitting good on the fights and the characters, which I could agree with. But this is the first full-on, no, there's no character progression, there's no... story progression, and this is why we ended the movie where we did, because we couldn't have possibly have put this in a movie, 20 minutes of just waffling.
Yes.
Well, when it started, I was like, I vaguely remembered it being like, pretty sure they're in there with Tengen for a bit, but I was kind of hopeful that maybe it would be done in 5-10 minutes, and we read it off doing something.
You get the stinger for like the cool next part that's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they were just like, look, let's get it all done and dusted.
I mean, he keeps waffling on, and he has all them screens up, and I'm pretty sure at some point he's like watching 4 or 5 episodes of Bergenbeard.
I think Tengen's a channel member.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is too. I mean, he's got a lot of time of his own. He's had 500 years.
I mean, rule 5 of the Culling Game is you have to subscribe to Bergenbeard before the end of the video.
Oh, that's good.
Because this episode is so exposition heavy. We go through a big explanation of what the Culling Games is, our main characters, because really, Season 3, Part 1 of the Culling Games, these are your main characters. Yes, we get glimpses at the end of each episode, these people are going to help, these people are going to help, but this set of goofy goobers.
Here they are.
They're our main characters. We're
Yeah.
going to follow them for the next 25 episodes. And so we get breakdowns of what everyone's objective is.
Yes.
And we get a more kind of defined idea about the rules, because the team realizes we need to find a way to skirt around the rules because they're now the rules of the world.
Essentially, sorcerers that he's planted or he's activated people's potential cursed energy. And this includes Megumi's sister, who is in assisted living. And it's been 11 days, and on the 19th day, they have to be participating or they get stripped of their power.
Yes, it is implied that if your cursed technique is removed, you die.
Yeah.
Because your cursed technique is in your brain. Shoka has like a throwaway line of if you get your cursed technique removed from your brain, you just die.
That's exactly the point,
Yeah.
because no one would participate unless they really liked the power and thought it was worth the risk.
It's weird. They're not like, we need to save the world from Kenjaku. That's like a sub mission. They're like, well, we need to help Megumi's sister. That's kind of like
and
the
stop
main.
the Culling Game too.
Yeah.
Is kind of it.
Everyone is going to now split apart. So we have Yuta is going to one colony by himself. And the justification is he can't be with anyone else because if it comes down to it, they technically have to fight each other if they get trapped in there.
That's it.
And so he's like, we kind of need to stay away from there.
Unless they can do some of them rules they've got.
Well, Megumi says, I got a plan. Megumi and Yuta.
What does Megumi know, the fucking bum?
Shut your fucking mouth. If you guys want to debate about Megumi slander, we're down for it. Just put it in the comments. Yuji and Megumi are going to go get reinforcements. They're going to go find Hakari.
Who's like the next best thing now.
Maybe just as strong as Yuta, or stronger, or less.
As soon as he gets going.
He needs to get fired up.
Yeah, that's it.
Maki is going to go to a forge first to get something, and then she's going to go get the weapons from the hideout, the Zenin clan.
I'm sure that'll go down a treat.
Oh, it'll be fine for her.
Now you open up the door.
Oh, you got permission from the clan head.
I'll open the door for any woman out now.
Come here, Toots. Our poor, beautiful boy Chozo and Yuki, I guess, have to stay and guard Tengen. That was like a part of the deal.
Yes.
Is I'll give you my info and my help, but I'm scared. I need bodyguards.
So here's 2 special grades, basically. So.
Yes.
Because Tengen his concern is that since he didn't merge, or they didn't merge with the Star Plasma Vessel, they're now kind of evolving past their human form. Which, if I believe correctly, was always the concern that it might affect Jujutsu and it might affect all that. Since Tengen is essentially, well, he's keeping it in Japan and he's kind of keeping it at the level that it's at. So if Tengen starts going, it might all mess up.
I think this is a bit of bad writing. I'm sorry, Gege. Tengen says, and a lot of theory crafters are grabbing onto this, where they're like, Tengen's turning into a cursed spirit. That's not what he says. He says, I'm turning something like a cursed spirit. Because cursed spirits are forever.
Yes.
When Yuji kills Mahito,
I'll see you.
he says,
again.
I'll see, because they resurrect, they come back. Gojo says, I'll come back. That's what he means. He's no longer going to have a physical form as the Star Plasma Vessel Tengen. He's going to become ethereal, kind of like an elder god, I think, in like Mortal Kombat. He's going to just become ethereal, and he's always going to exist on the plane.
Yeah.
I think that's just bad writing from Gege, because he writes it 2 different ways. And I think a lot of people are grabbing onto the part where he says, I'm like a cursed spirit. But I get it. That's why he's scared, is because he's like, we have a guy now who can absorb cursed spirits. So I'm very scared. I need the best bodyguards. 2 of the 3 special grades will do.
Yeah.
There is one thing that they went over. Tengen pulls out of a pocket dimension.
Yes.
He has
The back door.
The back
How
door to the
convenient.
prison realm.
How fucking convenient.
Because he didn't know where the front door was. It was somewhere abroad. So his powers couldn't reach it.
And they need to get Angel. And Angel is an activated sorceress or sorcerer.
Yep.
Whose power is to deactivate cursed techniques.
She can nullify any curse technique.
With Jacob's Ladder, which is a fun Bible thing.
Yes.
Shoot that down, and in theory, we should open up the box and Gojo can return. Is the hope. So that's the big plan, because as Megumi says, as soon as Gojo gets back, the problem's solved.
He says that this guy could solve this whole problem by himself.
Yes.
He's that good.
We get explained by Tengen that the reason why this is happening is, in some parts, because Toji was the outlier. Is that Tengen, the Star Plasma Vessel, the Six Eyes, and Kenjaku, those three are all connected via fate, and fate is kind of woven in with the cursed energy. But then Toji came along as a unique, zero cursed energy. We've never heard of anything like this, full heavenly restriction, and his chaos kind of has set the world on this path, which is the whole thing of Toji, is that he appears, not much of the series, but his importance, like who his son is, you know, how he activated Gojo's full potential, all that stuff.
There's this overarching in JJK, and it's all implied, you know? So this is all fan theory crafting, is that there is a very spiritual side of JJK.
Yes.
And because Toji essentially pre-birth, because no one knows how curse technique really works, rejected this gift from the gods.
They can't see
They can't intervene with him, and they can't predestine his fate.
Where even regular non-sorcerers have a little bit of cursed energy, he is unique in that he has no cursed energy whatsoever, which leads to some advantages in theory. I remember last episode, Naoya was internally regretting even mentioning Fushiguro because he was like giving away a bit of his plan. But then somehow now Maki has heard through the grapevine that Fushiguro is now the clan head, and he's aware he's the clan head.
Yeah.
Much to Yuji's surprise. And now she's operating under the technical permission of the clan head to go get the weapons, which will help them. In particularly help her, since her whole thing is, I'm at my most useful where I can have the cursed tools to make up the difference a little bit. So one would think that would be a good episode to follow up with the talky one. Or maybe exactly who this Hakari is. But we fear that next week might be...
I think it's going to be another exposition episode.
I don't think it can be.
I don't think it can be, but I got this funny
So you're
little
saying
book
the next
right
one
here.
is, and this is spoilers, so anime only is like, close your eyes. Are you saying that the next thing is like Panda's weird little, like childhood stuff?
Yeah, well, it's, the Principal Yuji goes to the forest, talks to the animals. You find out, like, you're like, where is he going and where does he get these things?
No.
And then this happens. This will happen next episode. So they'll do something.
Yeah, but I think it has to be that in 5 minutes. Because what follows after that? Is it Maki storming the clan?
The next shot is Maki walking into the hideout.
You've got to do a bit of that. Surely. I think you've got to do a bit of the
You do like a
clan
50-50 split?
I think so. Maybe it ends when Maki becomes fully realised, potentially. And then the next episode is her versus Naoya, and that's like a strong opening.
We'll see.
Oh, shit.
We'll put a little spoiler bar. You can skip that.
Okay, come back. I think overall it's... Well, the reality is, when I'm inevitably rewatching this series, I will skip this episode.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's just the reality of it. I'll go, Culling Game, like a cursed spirit, moving on.
I'll go like warm up my snacks during this episode.
Exactly. And so I can understand if you're waiting week to week, like with us, because we wake up, I feel like a kid. I wake up on Friday morning to watch my new anime because it drops 3-4 o'clock for us here. So you wake up to watch this, it's a bit like, oh, okay. You go into a show like this and you expect like a bit of cool to happen. And so you get a bit annoyed. Oh, and of course we get a stinger that we get a new
participant in the Culling Game.
failed comedian who, seems to be, struggling with, is he funny, or does he at least, because a fellow comedian goes, it's either you are funny or you think you're funny. And which one are you?
He kind of has a bit of an existential crisis.
Exactly.
One manga difference, probably the only manga difference, let's be honest, other than the big text, is he makes a crude joke. Is that a banana in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? And the crowd goes mild. They barely react. And he realizes his career is failing and he's getting berated. But they removed the joke from the anime for whatever reason. And that's why I think they're not going to have a trans character next episode. I don't think they're brave enough.
Panda directly says that that's a boy. We get a drawing in between chapters of them in high school.
And it says, this is what they looked like in high school.
Presenting like a boy. But in all other cases, at least in our English translation version, the gender is never specified, but it's a female presenting person. I think there is a big debate of, are they trans? Are they a tomboy? Or were they a tomboy, then they became a girl?
And that's a lot of debate in it.
Hakari seems like someone who does not care.
He's like, are you cool? Are you going to contribute to my life?
Yeah, are you hot? And I think that's...
That's what you mean.
And I think no. I think it's a female voice, and the Panda line of, no, it's a boy, will not be there.
I think they're not brave enough to do it. I think they're going to leave it up to...
Interpretation.
Tell us what you thought of the episode. Tell us your favorite part. Debate with us in the comments. We love a little chat.